As Jesus was passing through a field of grain on the Sabbath, his disciples began to make a path while picking the heads of grain. At this, the Pharisees said to him, "Look, why are they doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath?" He said to them, "Have you never read what David did when he was in need and his companions were hungry? How he went into the house of God when Abiathar was high priest and ate the bread of offering that only the priests could lawfully eat and shared it with his companions." Then he said to them, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. That is why the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
When I was a young boy, there was another boy my age that I was really scared of. He was Mexican, dark-skinned, he had a scar on his face, he was short, very husky. And whenever I saw him coming down the street, I'd walk on the other side of the street. But I've often thought about that and wondered, maybe because I judged by his appearance, I never made a friend who could have been a friend of mine. I think I was reminded of that by this first reading this morning. Today's reading involves the prophet Samuel, whom you heard about last Sunday when God called him. He didn't understand the call until the high priest told him, "When you hear the call again, say, 'Here I am, Lord. Your servant is listening.'" And the Spirit of God then came upon Samuel. In today's reading, which happened much later, Samuel had become a prophet leader of the people. And at their request, he had reluctantly anointed Saul as the king with God's permission. But in yesterday's reading, Saul displeased Samuel and God by disobedience. And Samuel told Saul that God had rejected him as king and leader. This disappointment in Saul must have grieved Samuel a great deal, for in today's reading, God tells him, "Put away the Kleenex and pick up the oils, for God has chosen a successor to Saul." Our reading tells how Samuel misjudged each of the young men that were presented to him from Jesse's family until young David was presented to him, and then God told him, "Here is your man, anoint him." And the scriptures say that the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon David. But there is one sentence in that reading that is particularly meaningful for you and me. It occurs when Samuel thinks he has the right person because of the young man's appearance, and does that in a number of times. But God says, "Not as a human sees does God see," because he sees the appearance, but the Lord looks into the heart. That should be a great comfort to you and me this morning as we prepare to celebrate the Eucharist. If it is not, then there's still time to get our heart ready, just as you did get your appearance ready to come this morning. So we can offer our heart once again to God as we offer again Jesus in this Eucharist. And by doing that, the work of our redemption is accomplished.